Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the M56 Scorpion. It's the Tier 7 American premium tank destroyer. It's located on the northeast spawn of Highway, and this one is under the command of RNG's Toxis. And well, it's a 90mm armed, self-propelled anti-tank destroyer for the airborne. And we're off. Well, it's a very light vehicle. It's only 9 tons in weight, and in fact it's so light that when they fire the gun, literally the vehicle jumps up in the air almost on the recoil. So yes, if you ever get a chance to have a look on YouTube, because there's some very interesting videos about it. In fact, I think the Chieftain did one, and you get to see one of these being fired in some pretty old film, and the poor gunner literally almost has to hold on for dear life as the thing bounces all over the place when the gun goes off. But it is a pretty powerful gun. It's a 90mm, which is capable of 240 alpha, and it will penetrate through 219mm with standard ammo, and with the heat rounds it will go through 275mm. Okay, we spotted a Kampfpanzer 07, and he's been wiped out. Okay, killed by the T-71DA, the autoloader. Now apparently there is a CS-44 up there, and I think RNG's Toxis was probably being a little well, hopeful trying to hit that one, but he definitely hit the Aslains, the awful panther. This dates this replay because it was after they had the auction and people actually managed to get hold of that tank again. But you'll see Evan 19, which is almost as small as the M56, and he's hiding behind that tower. Now, it was powered by a Continental engine, 6-cylinder, 6-litre engine with 403 cubic inches, and it could take it up to 45 kilometers an hour. But since there's no real proper seating in this thing, it's really, you're just holding on for dear life. You really were risking a lot. You can see there's just basically butt panels on the vehicle where you just literally sit down on that panel and just hold on with your hands. You're more than likely going to bounce all over the place if you do go for a ride in it. In fact, this thing has virtually no armour. Even that front shield that's there really is just supposed to be there for stopping bullets, but it's negligible armour. In fact, in the wiki it says it's 1mm of armour. That's the most it's got. So any bullet, any round hitting this vehicle is more than likely going to do some damage. Now, they built them between 1953 and 1959, and they were supposed to be support vehicles, anti-tank support for airborne troops. The US Marine Corps had a similar vehicle called an Ontos, which they could actually carry crew in, but it was a very small tank, very similar, and the Ontos had recoilless rifles instead. It had 6 recoilless rifles capable of firing a salvo at the enemy and doing serious damage to them. But of course the problem was that you couldn't reload them from inside the vehicle, so if you fired your recoilless rifle, then you'd have to get out, and the only way you can get out in enemy territory of course would be to dismount from the vehicle, in which case you were in dire trouble. Now, he's just spotted an IKB-90B over there, but it looks like he's over the ridgeline, so he's not going to get any trouble from that guy. But we've got some enemy over there, a Batchat 25T AP, which is the Tier 9 version, and just behind that house is a Tiger 1. So he's now trying to hold up beside his position. He does have 10 degrees of gun depression, so he can use this position here to get some shots on the Tiger. Ideally, in this tank destroyer, you don't want to get spotted by the enemy, because they will damage you. If they fire any shot that tags you, it's going to hurt. Oh, he's been spotted, and it's the CS-44 that spotted him. He fires one round in, pulls back quickly to avoid any return fire. Can get another one in. No, because he's pulling back below the ridgeline now. Looks like a shell was fired at him though, because it picked up the ground dirt. Now, they built 325 of these, and they were light enough to actually be air-dropped in with the airborne troops. So the Ontos were literally carried in by the US Marine Corps whenever they went into action. Oh, he got a nice shot there on the Tiger, which was a high roll. The Ontos and the M56, I suppose for that matter, were both replaced by the Sheridan tank when it came out. It actually did see service in Vietnam. It was also sold to a few other countries as well. The idea of actually having a very, very light support tank that was capable of dealing a fair amount of damage to the enemy. It was sold to Spain. They bought 5. West Germany bought 1. Not very much. Morocco bought 87, and they did use them in action in Africa, in Western Sahara. South Korea bought 60 of them, but those were the ex-US Army ones. I think he's going to try and ambush that IKV, but all of a sudden the CS-44's turned up again. Yeah, he had to pull back. He can't risk taking a shot from that CS-44. Would deal him a lot of damage, and oh, okay, well he's pulling back because the enemy is getting rather close, so he's going back to that bush again, and the enemy's lost their CS-44. That's good news. Now, I said in the wiki it's actually 9 tons, but the empty weight of the vehicle is only 7.1 tons. When you consider that an average car is what, 1.5 tons, 2 tons, you can see that despite the size, it's actually, you know, it's quite meaty. But then it does have a 90mm gun on it. And there's that IKV, he's got it. And he didn't get the kill, unfortunately. I think he just wasn't quick enough on the button there. The P-43 was the one who got the kill. When fully loaded with all the equipment, this vehicle would actually weigh closer to 20 tons in weight. That's with all the shells and everything they needed in order to fight. But the dry weight was just 7.1. Now, originally they ordered 160 of them, and then they upped the order by another 250. Gets a shot into the Progetto. And originally, when they were built, they only cost $43,000 each. So actually, it was fairly good value if you think about it, considering the cost of a tank today. What you were getting was basically a support vehicle capable of firing a substantial round. Oh, Progetto. Oh, it wasn't the Progetto, it's the Batchat. And he's going after the ELC. Can we get around in? Oh, no, he's gone. And the kill shot came in from the P-43 again. And now we got a Striv. And it's the Striv 1030, the Tier 9 version. I forgot to mention at the start of the game, this is a Tier 9 game with Tier 7 tanks in it. We're not doing too well in the town though. Unfortunately, we lost the town. And the enemy's now proceeding towards our cap. And all we've got back there is an S-51. We've got one tank destroyer holding them up for the moment. But I don't think he's going to be holding for very long. It's a Conway. He's doing his best. There's the SU-122-44. Punches around through him. I think because he hit the side, and the armour on the side of the SU-122-44 is weak. But he couldn't punch through the frontal armour because it's so well angled and fairly thick. But he gets that round through the roof of the SU-122. And that's another... Well, that's his first kill, actually. Right, Striv 1030 has managed to get round behind us. And at this moment, he's using the small size of this vehicle, and it is small. A man standing up is no higher than the gun shield. And here comes the Striv. Hello, Mr. Striv. He knows where we are. He's proximity detected us. So this is where we can use the agility of this thing to actually... Oh! Well, I think he actually... Did he track him? He did, I think. And he's now going for another round, but the Progetto turns up. He gets a round into the Progetto, but he couldn't kill him. And now the Progetto is unloading, but there he goes. Now, has the Striv fixed himself? Yes, he has. Hello. Unfortunately, it looks like that shell destroyed the car, but not the Striv. but we've got his rear. Hello, Mr. Striv. Have you had a prostate exam recently? Would you like us to give you one? And he gets another one in, and oh, the enemy Arty. Yeah, the Lorraine 15550 was paying attention, and now that means that the S51 is the last one on the team. Now, he just killed the Striv 1030, so at least we know that the Striv has died. He died right next door to our vehicle, but I don't think our S51 is going to last very long, to be honest. He's trying to make his way across the battlefield, but the enemy's not capping, which means they're no cap kill all. And he's decided to turn around and face the music, and the 75 has found him. And too late. He can't get a shot in. Sadly, this one is a defeat. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game for RNG's Toxics in the M56 Scorpion. He managed to get a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly. A fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and he got a Confederate as well for hitting at least more enemy tanks than anyone else on the battlefield or on his own team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see that he actually got the highest damage on his team, but not the highest damage overall in the game. That was the E75, who got 3,506 hit points of damage. The second highest damage was RNG's Toxics with 3,144. Those are the only 2 players who managed to get over 3,000. When it came to kills, it was the Batchat 25TAP who got the best with 4. 3 kills went to the E75 and also to the Lorraine 15550, and yeah, that was also the guy who killed RNG's Toxics. And I'm afraid RNG's Toxics actually got joint third, along with the Striv 1030. He got 2. When it came to base XP, it's the E75 again with 1029. The Lorraine managed 798. And then we've got the Progetto with 796. And just after the Progetto is RNG's Toxics with 785. So he's actually in 4th place on XP. He fired 26 rounds in that game, which is kind of unusual really, because the M56 Scorpion, being as it's a tank destroyer with no armour, tends not to fire a lot of rounds during any one particular game. 16 direct hits, 14 penetrations, damage of 3,144 hit points, of which 691 were at more than 300 metres. He received 2 hits, both penetrations, but I'm afraid it's the kill came from the splash damage by a Lorraine 15550. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2, and did 591 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 47,149 credits, 23,769 from battle payments, and 5,670 because he got a battle hero medal in a losing or a drawn game. So he got 5670 for that. Total of 102,998 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables, still took away a profit of 32,065 credits. Yes, he did use premium consumables, but he actually used premium rounds as well during the game. 785 XP, 440 for the achievements, 368 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 2,206 experience points altogether. So even though it was a defeat, it was an honourable defeat by RNG's Toxics, and if it wasn't for the enemy Arty coming in when it did, I'm pretty sure he would have got the kill on that Striv, and that would have been the end of him, and possibly RNG's Toxics might have been able to get away with a few more kills or damage on the enemy from distance. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.